You're listening to What's in Store, the official Hardlines podcast series, bringing you the hottest conversations with players in the home improvement retail industry, and brought to you by Geldwin.
Rebecca Dumais, editor of HHIQ magazine, and today I am interviewing Barry Eidt. So after you were our HHIQ's Young Retailer of the Year award in 2023, you received an outstanding Young Retailer award. Did anything change for you business-wise after you won that particular award, or was maybe your approach to your business changed?
I think probably the biggest thing that changed for me was my confidence running the business. 3 stores, Mitchell, Exeter, and Arthur, Ontario, and it kind of seemed that that was the boost that I needed to. 29 years old, running 3 stores is what most people would consider a little much. So it was definitely the confidence boost that I needed to show that I can do it. And yeah, young retailer, I know it's 35 and under. So winning it at 29 was huge as well. I'd say that would be the biggest thing. In terms of business, going out to Whistler for the Hardlines conference, that's where I met BMR for the first time. So if anything, that worked out really great. That led me to BMR. So overall, it's been a great experience winning the award.
That's fantastic. Good. And so we'll pause there, and I will let you right now introduce yourself, because I didn't do that yet. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, Barry Eidt, I'm out of Mitchell, Ontario. We have 3 BMR Express stores, Mitchell, Exeter, and Arthur. We were formerly Ace Canada stores.
Okay. And so that being said, with the closure of the Ace and PV stores, do you see a greater opportunity for farm supply business?
It is, and my heart goes out to PV. They were really good friends of ours. I learned a lot from Doug Anderson and in the PV team, as well as the Ace team. There's definitely there's a gap now, at least in Ontario, that we find a lot more people looking for farm supplies and feed, which is something that we've always had, and so every store has it. Right. But we're really pushing now in the last couple of months to increase our farm business.
Perfect. And so then your AgriZone division, like with BMR, can tell me a little bit more about that, who it serves and what's involved, what products people will see.
Yeah, BMR has a great division with AgriZone. In terms of products, we've got a bunch of private label that is actually AgriZone products. AgriZone works with a ton of our previous suppliers, a lot that are local to Ontario as well, in and around us, that we were going to weekly. So yeah, it's been a great fit for us. Their AgriZone business, they have tons of actual just AgriZone stores in Quebec. So in our stores, we have aisles and aisles of AgriZone, and it's something that they saw the opportunity with no more PVs, that they're really pushing it on us, and which is exactly what we wanted. So it's been great so far.
Perfect. Well, it sounds like being at the conference, meeting BMR, being a rural store, it was sort of an all-around good fit, would you say?
It is.
Good timing
as well.
The
way that I see it is when Ace was owned by Rona just over 5 years ago, before PV bought it, we got to see the LBM side of everything with Rona, and then with PV, which is very farm oriented, we got to see all the farm. So now BMR, we have both. It's like the perfect mix of having Rona supplies or Rona as a supplier and PV as a supplier. BMR has everything. So there's really nothing that they don't have in terms of categories. And there's other ones, kitchen, bath, flooring, ones that we've never had before. We have access to it again, and there's definitely opportunities there as well. So BMR is just perfect for us. Great fit.
Perfect. What would you say to dealers considering implementing the AgriZone, even if they've never had farm supplies? Other dealers like.
Yeah, there's BMRs right now in Ontario that are looking into it. PV was my last recall of annual sales was around 500 million. So if you say we had half the store, they had half the stores in Ontario. They had whatever it was, 40, 50 stores in Ontario. So split that in half. There's at least a couple $100 million worth of farm supplies out there up for grabs. So I think everyone has the opportunity right now. And as PVs start closing around us, people are still have to get their farm supplies somewhere. So I know, there's BMRs that are really looking into it, taking it very seriously. That there's some business to gain here. And we're in the same, we're thinking the exact same way. So even not just BMRs, it could be home hardwares that traditionally wouldn't have any farm supplies in them. I know there's a farm. There's a farm-oriented home hardware in Park Hill, and there was a little old co-op there, and it closed down. And home hardware in Park Hill, shout out to them, they took full advantage of it. They got farm supplies now, and they've had it for a few years now. I've never been in that store. I don't know, but just driving by, you see gates and fencing and stuff like that. They took on the opportunity, and I assume it's working out if they're still doing it. So I would say for any retailer, it's worth a try. So.
Okay, perfect. Now, is this something that did you want to implement it into all three of your locations all at once, or did you have to pick one to go with first? Or
so we just transitioned on middle of January to BMR. So we had the opportunity right away. So it worked out fairly nice. That was around the exact same time as PV announcing their closures. So right away we knew, AgriZone, we have, again, like I said, aisles and aisles. We have a section for each store that was, as we were putting up the signage, everything like that, we just, jumped right in.
And then as that was being put through, what kind of feedback did you get from customers?
It's been great. We've especially with customers that are looking for an alternative to PV. Them knowing, so let's say Arthur, the store that I'm in right now, it has the feel of a home hardware. It's a very traditional hardware store, so people wouldn't normally come to us for feed or farm supplies. We've had it the whole time since we began in December 2022. But at the same time, nobody thinks to go into a hardware store for farm and feed. But we've had it the whole time, and I think that's something that more people can get like with even a simple 12, 16-foot planogram of the best-selling, let's say, poultry products. If each store has that, I'm saying each store, I mean every hardware store. Not that it's going to take any business away from me, I don't think. But regardless, it's worth a shot. There's definitely a market out there for it all. So.
Perfect. Now, is it a sort of a package deal, or do you get to choose these farm supplies that you're wanting to carry that best meet the customer's needs? Or
AgriZone and BMR have a ton of planograms, so you can start at just the smallest, the 4-foot, and go from there, or you can go all in. But you don't even have to follow a planogram if you know what you're doing. You can try whatever you want, but Yeah, there's AgriZone has a ton of suppliers, and once we get that name out, it's very prominent in Quebec, but once we get the AgriZone and the BMR name out there in Ontario,
Right.
knowing that BMRs have farm supplies and feed, it's going to be perfect. It's an opportunity that we're taking advantage of. So.
Excellent. And then, so with this being your third conversion to a banner, has it become easier each time or difficult? Or how would you define even the timeline from the beginning until now of being with BMR, from where you started until where you are now?
Yeah, so BMR's been knocking at our door since I met them in Whistler. So it's been a year and a half. Once Ace and PB got, or at least just PB announcing that Ace wasn't coming back at the end of the year, Simon from BMR, business development manager, called me right away, said, "Hey, our offer still stands." That would have been maybe June or July, and we got went up to Montreal, went up to Quebec City in the fall. So we really started in November. So November, December, January, 2.5 months we were fully on as BMRs. So it's been a great experience with them. Very easy.
That's excellent. So you didn't experience, I guess, much. You didn't maybe even have time to experience much angst after hearing that things were closing until when you got onboarded to BMR then?
Not really, no. We had like your Castles, your Timber Marts, everyone coming in and just kind of say, hey, you know what, we're here for you as well. But BMR was our most attractive offer. They're just the products and categories that they have, perfect fit. Like I was saying, it's a mix of like having Rona and PB all in one. We have Orgill as well. And Orgill was also asking, hey, if you guys want to go independent, I'm very banner focused. So, and I just told them that straight up. So, I said, hey, I want to go with a banner, and BMR was the perfect fit. So that's where I went with.
Yeah, excellent. And so, what does being under a banner mean to you then?
It's the brand awareness. And with Ace, we had a ton of people would come in and say, hey, I saw an Ace down in Michigan, I saw an Ace in Florida, whatever it might have been. That was really big for our business. Going to those stores, there's whatever there is, 5,000, 6,000 in the world. It's very it's the brand awareness that really gets me. And in BMR, they're growing. We have around here, we have Goderich, we have Wasaga Beach, we have Elmville, Petrolia, Windsor, and they're looking at more in Ontario, and that was a perfect fit for us. And there's no other BMRs around, so it's not like I'm fighting with let's say Home Hardware, where there's Home Hardwares everywhere, right? That just wasn't an option. But their brand awareness is huge. So and having a flyer out weekly with Ace, we had it monthly. So, we are 42, 46 flyers a year with BMR. And that's just, be it the BMR logo is in customers' faces weekly, daily, on social media and stuff like that. So, brand awareness is huge for me. I just love it.
Perfect. And you being the first in Ontario, you have also a chance and an opportunity to establish the BMR presence in Ontario and be an advocate, or obviously you stand behind it very strongly. So that's important, right? Something that's important to you.
Yeah, every brand that we've been with, or every banner we've been with, it's not nice to say that I just dropped Ace and now I'm 100% all in with BMR, but that's really what I am. So I fully support BMR. I support the banner that I'm with 100%. I do as much as I possibly can do to get the word out there that they're looking in Ontario. There's other Ace dealers or former Ace dealers that are my friends as well across Ontario, and I said it to them. I said, hey, why not BMR? So I'm not sure how far. That's not for me to speculate on, but I'm just getting the word out there that BMR is ready for Ontario. So
perfect. And as far as tariffs go, obviously BMR is Quebec founded, it's Quebec controlled. Do you have any anticipation on how that might affect you at all or your business?
It's something that I try not to think about too much. I'm kind of rolling with the punches, following what other people are doing, and that would be something that I would be, So let me say it this way. So BMR, over 50% of their products come from Canada, so we don't have to worry about that. And our private label products come from Arenas, which is one of the biggest hardware suppliers in the world. Their products come from Europe and Asia. So again, we don't have to worry about tariffs that way. So with BMR, and again, I can't speak for them, but on my own personal level, BMR has a ton of products that don't have any tariff implications on it. So, that helps me sleep better at night. And with tariffs, anything coming out of the U.S., we have, I know Oregon, they have some that's coming up through their across the border. They have ideas on how to handle it. But for BMR, I think again, I think we're in a very good position.
Excellent. That's great. Really appreciate your time, Barry. It's nice getting to know you and hear about your beautiful new banner.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Congratulations.
Green.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's I appreciate you guys having me on here.
Thank you so much.